Hi, I'm Angela, and I'd like to tell you about the Joy of Sensuality. Joy of Sensuality is some workshops that I do to help women reconnect to their sensuality through movement and dance, to try to recapture that feminine essence, which seems to walk out the door as soon as I get too stressed or too concerned with everything else in my life. But one concern that I do have is a friend of mine, actually a very dear friend, who, after her divorce, hasn't been able to find a man for 5 years. And she's really panicking about ever finding one again. But the thing that really bugs her is that she's not getting the looks anymore. And even worse, she notices the men looking at the other women. The younger, the prettier, the taughter, the trimmer, the whatever more women are than her could be. So my question to her was, well, do you think you've lost it? Are you rusty? Or is it just you think you've got something special that nobody's seeing? One of the things that I love to do in the dance workshop is to witness women immediately acknowledge how they've always had this sensuality. It's just fallen out of their lifestyle. And one of the things that belly dance has shown me, that as soon as women get in a room and start dancing their sensuality, it's almost as if we acknowledge this is endless, boundless, timeless. With our age, doesn't matter what size you are, everybody's wonderful, they're beautiful, their essence is amazing, astounding, overwhelming. Yet we lose it when we get into the real world. So this has been my challenge. Even if we rediscover our sexuality, how do we keep it in our body, in our lives, outside of the dance clubs? And it's something I'm constantly working on. But one of the things I do know is that the more I practice physically, dropping in to this core sensuality, that's the core of all of us, men and women, the more I know when I'm really moving from my essence, because I feel it. I want you to try something that can help you drop in when you're sitting in a chair. Right now, bring your attention to your feet and look at the big toes and bring them about 2 inches apart, not too wide, just 2 inches. And notice the space between the big toes. And now notice that space between the edges of the inside of the feet. Notice that space and how it connects now to the inside edges of the space between the legs, the knees, the thighs, and the calves even. And now, taking the fingers, we're going to imagine that space between the inside edge of the feet, the knees, and the legs is like a syrup. And the fingers now diving into that syrup, we're just going to pull that real slow syrupy energy up from between the feet, in the middle of the knees, inside of the legs, up the center of the body, and into the shoulder. So one more time, just imagine that space very syrupy and pulling it up with the fingers, especially between the knees. Let that syrup drip over the heart and into that shoulder. And now without the fingers, just the shoulder. So that syrupy feeling inside the shoulder. That's just one little snippet to take movement from big to small and to anywhere. I mean, dance is something you can have inside. And so if you have any other questions, I'd love to get some feedback. Angela@dancewithangela.com. And you can find out about the next workshop, www www.dancewithangela.com.